Hi Statesman Nation, this is Wade Steinlugge and you're in the locker room presented by Malcolm Lumber. On this week's show, we will recap last week's games, including a trio of women's basketball wins, as well as a great day for the track and field squads. We'll also preview next week's contest, including senior day for the wrestling team, as well as women's and men's home doubleheader. Also, we'll have in the studio a pair of special guests, including softball coach Mike Christner, as well as Curtis Micah of the men's bowling team. All of that and much more. You're in the locker room. We'll get right into the highlights, from last week, starting with Missouri Valley coming to William Penn. Coming off its first loss in over a month and a half, the Statesman women's basketball team was hoping to get some home cooking in Penn Gymnasium. Fortunately, it was not so great for the ladies early on. Kate Ilatello was on fire, though, as she gets a crazy bounce here about 4 or 5 times and finally drops in for the three. William Penn trailed 18-14 after the first quarter. Second quarter much better as Shemaya Oliver hits that three-pointer. William Penn up 1 at halftime. Great third quarter for William Penn. 7-1 run, including a three-pointer there by Ilatello. And now late in the game, William Penn leading. You get the rebound by Wabarocha, and now on the other end, Vashti finishes, and William Penn with a huge finish, 15-4 down the stretch, and your Statesmen take the victory, 72-49 at home to get back on the winning trail. Ilatello with 27 points on the game. Wabarocha also very slow early on. They slowed her down, but she does get a double of 11 points and 12 rebounds. Shemaya Oliver also with 14 points. A couple nights later, William Penn taking on Grandview. Records can be thrown out the window in any rivalry game. That's especially when the favorite team is on the road. William Penn taking on the talented Viking squad, trailing 15-10 early, but Wabarocha gets that bucket. And now a three-pointer from the corner for Mackenzie Peasley. And one more three here. Shemaya Oliver gives William Penn the 29-26 lead after 2 quarters, and now big third quarter for Wabarocha. William Penn scores the first 14 points of the third quarter and leads by 19 after the third, and Ilatello putting the icing on the cake. William Penn taking the victory 66-47 at Grandview. Wabarocha with a near double-double, 26 points, 9 rebounds. Pennington also adds 15 points, and Peasley with 12 as well. Unfortunately, the end of the night in Des Moines, the capital city, did not go well as William Penn men's basketball team fell to Grandview 73-69 in overtime. William Penn had some opportunities despite shooting just 16% from 3. Did have opportunities to win, couldn't close it out. Omar Sherman with a big double-double of 18 points and 18 rebounds. Edwards with 14 points and Wheeler with 10 as well. William Penn, the men and women, unfortunately couldn't come up with the doubleheader sweep, so looking for that at Peru State a couple nights later in Peru, Nebraska. We'll have the highlights here. Statesman women hitting the road looking for win number 20, and they picked it up no problems against the Bobcats, going wire to wire in this one. William Penn scoring the first 7 points of the game, then pushing the lead to 12-4 on this Brenda Pennington driving layup. Jenna Santee then just before the buzzer here at the end of the first quarter. This one would count. William Penn led 19-10 after the first. Now cross court pass to Ilatello. She knocks down to 3. Had a huge second quarter, 13 points in that quarter. William Penn up big after 2. Wabarocha shut down again, but she does manage to get that second chance bucket. And now Brenda Pennington late in the game. William Penn totally in control. She gets the rebound, goes the entire distance of the floor, gets the bucket, and for good measure, she gets the steal as well. William Penn takes care of Peru State 74-47 in Nebraska. Ilatello, big game, 29-9. Oliver had some early points, 9 points total. Wabarocha did finish with 8 points and 6 rebounds. The men taking on a top 20 team in Peru State, and unfortunately the men, the struggles continued. Omar Sherman had a huge second half, but William Penn, after just scoring 15 points in the first half, unable to keep pace with Peru State and fell in this one by 17, 85-68 to the Bobcats. Also in action over the weekend at the Grinnell Invitational, the men's and women's track and field team had a great day. The women first, some school records by Kayla Music in the 200-meter dash, as well as a distance medley relay team also had a new school record. And also, I'm sure I get her name right, Ashley Omarigi in the 400-meter, she was first as well in a time of 1:04:30. On the men's side, whole bunch of first place finishes, as you see there on the screen, 6 in total. Chris Leva breaking into his season with the season debut, getting victories in the 60 and the 200. Joel Brown in the long jump, Finn Alade in the high jump, Brendan Foster in the 60-meter hurdles, and Sage Arisman in the shot put as well. All first place finishes as the team finishes first overall. Also in action was the William Penn wrestling team taking on #1 Grandview. Unfortunately, that was a tough outing for the team, as to be expected. They were hoping to pull off some upsets. In the end, only one individual, Austin Goen, was able to go the distance in a 54-0 loss to the Vikings of Grandview. So that was all the action from last week. When we return to In the Locker Room, we will have Coach Mike Christner of the softball team.
I love being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters, and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
create my visions, get the hands-on learning that I need,
a program where I could become something greater,
become something bigger?
Hello everyone, this is Tyler.
Back, Statesman Nation, to In the Locker Room. And as we come back, we have Coach Mike Christner of the softball team. We'll preview the 2019 season here. Coach, I appreciate you coming in for a little bit here. Always fun to talk softball, even though it's really white and really cold outside lately. Before you know it, you guys are going to be down in Texas in just a couple weeks. So let's talk about this team. I know you guys have a lot of new individuals, so just kind of break it down a little bit. Who do we need to be looking at?
We brought in quite a few new players. We may have 2 or 3 starters from last year back. Emily Brown's back from 2 years ago, which is a big plus. Katie Springer's still there in the circle. New players coming along. We've got 2 freshmen on the left side that's going to be playing quite a bit. A few junior college players, and it's an exciting team. We had a good early season practice, and looking forward to next week.
I know the last couple of years it did not go the way that Mike Christner would like them to go, but you know, I think the best way to fix that is see if we can bring in some new talent and you know, see what those new individuals can do and get everybody on the same page again.
Early on, you may not see a lot because it's going to take a lot for these kids to adjust to this level. But by the end of the year, we should be in mid-season form or in good form and playing on as they learn and grow. Because there'll probably be 3 to 4 freshmen on the field at any given time. So
definitely. Let's talk about that pitching staff a little bit. With Katie Springer back, she does have the experience. You've got other experienced individuals, but she's going to lead that squad. We've talked in the past a little bit about you're going to kind of, I don't want to say patch it together, but it's going to be a situation of you're not just throwing somebody a full 7 all the time, like as traditionally. I think softball has changed in that respect, where you go 4 and then you've got a closer type role. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to use Shelby Copley has come on real good this fall and spring, and yeah, we'll go from Katie throwing about 58 and up to Copley throwing about 62. So yeah. Katie has always been good for the first 2 times around. That 3rd time around, and it's not just Katie, it's anymore in softball seems to be that's the evolution of the game. So what you didn't believe in relievers, we believe in closers now. So yeah, we'll have that. And then the other 2 pitchers will be seeing sometimes Amy Russell probably and Carly Perry, and then also Izzy Morales is a freshman, another freshman thrown in there. So
right. Let's talk about that infield, especially behind the plate. You have Emily Brown back, which is huge. Her unable to be part of the squad last year, hurt, but as you also have said, maybe it was a good thing. Maybe now she can actually take advantage of her better this year with the the other components that are with her.
Right, and then you got Lexi Reese, who played freshman last year back, and Jaylene Ovalis has come back also. So we got a little depth in the catching. For last year we struggled a little, but this year we got a little depth back there again. So
yeah, and the rest of the infield, again, you're gonna have some new pieces there, but I think there's pieces that you feel comfortable with, that they've shown that they've got their head on straight and they'll be able to field. Again, they're going to make some mistakes early on, etc. But individuals that can make the routine plays and hopefully make some exceptional ones as well.
And you got the 3-year starter in Sonia Reddy, who will be at second base, and then you're going to have freshman at shortstop and Melina Fabian, and third base will be either a junior, Kaya Harper, or a freshman and Whitney Stone. First base will be a junior college transfer and Lexi Riccardi, or a junior 3-year player and Haley Freestone. So you've got one solid player in there, and we had a discussion this morning how she's going to have to help the left side if it is freshman over there. So, and Sonia's the one that can handle that.
Yeah. And then the outfield, I think it's, for the most part, new individuals as well there. But I think Amy Russell, you said, it's one of those players that's going to be a multifaceted player. She's going to pitch some, but then she's also going to be in the outfield. Talk about the outfield a little bit.
You got Lexi Reese, who played out there last year. You got Savannah Fleming, a senior, that's going to be playing a little bit out there. Pushing them is going to be Lindsay Lambert, a senior. And then a freshman, Jasmine Gonzalez. Got Cassie Bade, our outfield's solid. We're probably deep there also. It's going to whoever plays out, and really it's going to come down to hits, probably, as it always does.
Yeah. Well, hitting, you can win 1-0. It's not going to be near as much fun as winning, you don't also want to win 10-9. But talk about, the hitting and, some of the individuals. Emily Brown's going to bring, quite a pop, but there's other people that have also shown up early that, look like they're going to be a presence at the plate.
We're going to have a pretty solid middle with Emily Brown and Kaya Harper and Lexi Riccardi and Whitney Stone. They're all considered power hitters or high average with power hitters. So we're going to have a lot more pop in the lineup. You got Sonia there at the top, who's in her 3rd year. She let off a little bit last year. You're probably going to have our shortstop Fabian batting up there towards the top. And then you get bottom, you got Savannah, which you only lead off one time, so Savannah's kind of your second lead off coming around anyway with the little speed. So we're going to have a pretty solid lineup. Like I said, it's going to be how quick they adjust to the pitching and the next level. And we've probably got more talent than we've had in probably my last 8-10 years. This team could be one of the better teams that has been developed.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You said that early on they might take some lumps, but as far as talent-wise, they have the potential to be as good as any other team once late April, May, shows up.
So yeah, once they get their feet wet. In Texas, it may not look well because that first day they're going to be starstruck. A lot of them have been in that arena, but they'll learn from it, and little by little they'll get better. They'll get the understanding. They have a lot of talent on this team. So.
Yeah. Real briefly, let's talk about the schedule, not the schedule, I should say the conference. It's a tough conference. It always is. Hard. Every sport is good, but softball-wise, you're going to have the likes of the normal Grandviews and Central Methodist up there, but Mid-American Nazarene is solid, etc. We're picked 11th, which is probably maybe appropriate considering what we've done lately, but where do you figure the Statesman can fall when it's all said and done?
We're looking. If we play, we get going, we can compete with the top. We beat the two top ones last year with what we had. Last year we just didn't show up every day. This year, if they get their heads on and actually go to play, we can make it into the top half. Top four actually, if we play.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to see it. You guys are already starting just in a little bit. You'll be down in Fort Worth, Texas, excuse me, I don't remember where it was, but Fort Worth, Texas. So best of luck as you're getting the season rolling. Hopefully the snow will melt. You'll be able to get all the games in here. So I want to thank Coach Christner for all of his time and all the efforts that he puts in the softball team. When we return to In the Locker Room, we'll have Curtis Micah of the men's bowling team. There you go.
William Penn University provided the opportunities for me to widen my potential after graduation. I loved being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
Create my visions. Get the hands-on learning that I need.
a program where I could become something greater?
become something bigger?
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
Hi Statesman Nation, we're back in the locker room with Curtis Micah of the men's bowling team. Appreciate you coming in for a little bit, Curtis. I know you got a busy schedule and everything, so we won't keep you long, but let's talk about this uber successful men's bowling team we have here at William Penn. You know, top 10, top 15, depending on what week I guess it is, in the nation. But you've had you know, a storied career yourself. Talk about the progression of, you know, being a freshman and, you know, learning from other guys and just getting better every year, and now being the top dog as you are.
All right. Well, started my freshman year. I redshirted my freshman year, not by choice so much as by talent. I came in with a big head thinking I was a little better than what I was, but I got put in my place and I saw that people above me were better, and it humbled me a little bit. I used that to start doing my own drills on the side when they were all gone. I'd be at the bowling alley practicing all the time, and kind of got a little better that way, and just stuck to the basics. A lot of the younger kids, they do the same thing, and you notice it throughout the year. They always come in chest all puffed up. They think they're really good, and they eventually hit a point where they see like they can improve, and they do. And this year we've had a ton of improvement. Yeah, that's about it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, now being, the senior and leader, how much has that changed? And I guess when did that kind of happen in your career? Like, all right, now I need to step into that role. It can no longer be somebody else. Now I have to be that guy.
I think about 2 years ago, we had 3 seniors graduate, and it was a big loss. That was our first national berth as the team recently. We've had back-to-back, and when they all left, I learned a lot from all of them, and they were still around a little bit. They still actually are in town, so that helped me kind of see how I should act and how people should look up to me, because I looked up to all of them, be it their attitude or their just form, the way they bowl. Mm-hmm. So I guess about last year, I kind of decided it was time to step up, try to be a role model. I mean, you look up to who you look up to, and I would like, if anybody's looking up to me, I want them to, be able to do that, take some things away from it.
Yeah, definitely. You guys had a switch in leadership just a couple months ago. Talk about that. Brandon Brooks, he's an alum. He's been around. You guys knew him, I think, prior to him, being the new coach. But coaching transition, especially mid-season, never easy. But it seems like you guys have taken to it very well.
Yeah, we really have. At first, we were a little hesitant. Most of the people on the team knew Brandon, and when we did lose our other coach, Brandon, who is he runs a pro shop out of Sigourney, stepped up and said, like, anybody on the team needs something drilled or something or anything, come to him. He'll do it for free. He stepped up even before he was a part of the team to do that. So I really backed him coming in, and he's got a lot of good values. And one of the things he definitely tries to get to us is attitude, how we hold ourselves, like walk like a champion, practice like you're in last place, stuff like that. So I really like him. I really like how he's doing it and how he's running the team. I think it'll be good, and everyone's starting to transition really well with him.
Yeah, so definitely. With regards to, you guys only have 3 more tournaments left, so you've already accomplished a lot this year, but there's still a lot to be accomplished. I know that the goal is always to get the Nationals and make a deep run, but with the final 3 tournaments here and McHenry coming up, a big Baker kind of preparing you in that and whole Baker mindset for postseason, what are you guys looking forward to in the final 3 weeks, things that you really want to improve upon to get, playing your best at the end?
I mean, something that's always big is working together, but we won a couple tournaments, I think 3 or 4 with no coach, so we all had to step up and help each other all out, and we did a really good job of that. Finished a couple high tournaments, so I think we're doing that really well. And again, like I said, Brandon's pushing the attitude, pushing it's the end of the season. We've been around each other all year already and get a little on each other's nerves, so it's a good thing to be able to talk to each other and work that out. I think just practicing, staying on our game, getting our homework done, making sure we're on top of things is a huge thing for us.
Definitely. Individually wise, what do you want to accomplish in these final few weeks? I mean, obviously, when it's all said and done, you want to put that trophy, raise it up high. But what do you want to finish? How do you want to finish off your career?
My career, definitely going to nationals, making TV would be huge. First or second place in the country would be amazing. Right now, we're sitting 12th in the rankings, and we're better than that. I know there's 2 or 3 teams, maybe even 4, that we can climb up over in the last couple tournaments. That's what we're looking to do this weekend. Come together. It's all Baker. We're a really good Baker team. We feed off each other's energy really well and keep our heads up. So, I mean, yeah, I want to go to nationals again, 3rd time in a row. I'd like that. I'd like nothing more for the team either.
Yeah, definitely. Finally, future plans here for Curtis Micah. I'm not sure if bowling figures into the whole equation, but what are you thinking of doing after William Penn?
I'm gonna try to do my own little, I'll do singles tournaments and see what I can do. But I definitely want to give back. I feel like I have a lot to teach people, and I can be a pretty good coach. So I'm gonna probably try to get certified and start coaching somewhere, be it college, probably start high school somewhere or something. Definitely want to, show people the fun in the sport and what you can do with it.
Awesome. Well, Curtis, appreciate your time so much. Best of luck as you're moving forward. Again, Curtis Micah of the men's bowling team. When we return, we will preview next week's games here in the locker room.
William Penn University provided the opportunities for me to widen my potential after graduation. I loved being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
Create my visions. Get the hands-on learning that I need.
a program where I could become something greater?
become something bigger?
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
Welcome back to In the Locker Room. This coming week, kind of a light one here for William Penn. Looks like the weather could pose some problems for a lot of activities, and we'll see how that all turns out. But starting off the week, we'll get right to it and talk about some senior night for right there. Senior night for William Penn's wrestling team as Central comes just down the road, just down 163 to take on your Statesman. William Penn will honor its seniors before senior night on Tuesday. Also, the baseball team will be opening its season. Again, you wouldn't expect it if you're looking outside here in Oskaloosa, but it'll be going down to Oklahoma to take on Randall in a 4-game series down in Moore, Oklahoma, Saturday and Sunday for their first series of the season. Women's and men's basketball teams will be back at home on Saturday. Huge game for the women as number 4 Mid-American Nazarene comes to town to take on your 20-2 ladies. Both teams at the top of the Hart standings. That one could honestly could determine who wins the Hart title this year. And on the men's side, William Penn looking for revenge against the Pioneers. The Statesman knocked off by MNU last month down in Olathe, Kansas, so looking to pull off that home win. Also, some other action. The track and field team will be going over to Des Moines, again, weather depending there, on Tuesday for the Grandview Throws. Also, the bowling team will be at the McKendree Baker Challenge, and the wrestling team will be at the Missouri Valley Open. So action, a lot of action away from home coming up this week. So we'll have recaps of all those matchups as well as interviews with a new coach and new student athlete next week, and so much more as well. So again, thank you for joining us, Statesman Nation, and until next week, go Statesman.